All right, good morning. Welcome to week 7. We've got a couple interesting things to talk about today or this week. So we'll go ahead and start with a little bit of a reflection on week 6. We had some customer service topics that we talked about last week and also gathering information about the customer. So we'll touch base on that. We have an assignment due. Actually, it's not due till this Sunday, and we'll talk about that. It's a reflection assignment looking at customer service experiences that you have personally. And then we'll talk about this week. And really, we're not teaching e-commerce. This isn't a web development class in any way, but we're talking about some best practices and some good use of electronic commerce, and even maybe a bad example. All right, so this week the assignment is also going to be, is your business e-commerce friendly? And that's really going to go along with these key points that we talk about, what to look for and the factors to use when you're deciding what type of electronic presence you want to have. All right, so last week we talked a lot about data collection, loyalty programs, and why do we even do this data collection? And really ultimately customer service, that it comes down to building that competitive advantage, influencing buying decisions and meeting needs, and that's how we build this competitive advantage. And also, of course, last week and this week the assignment is to do that 2-week reflection on your customer service experiences. All right, so let's move forward. So in chapter 11, that was talking more about the data collection of customers, getting to know more about your target customer. So the process of gathering information can often be done through various different ways, but the types of information that they're looking for is through transactions, your purchase history, the price that you paid, and the profit that was made, the snapshot there, and whether or not you used a promotion or a coupon, if it was a sale item, those types of things. And that's information that we can gather through customer loyalty programs, or when you use your card as a repeat customer. This information we can tell about you. Customer contacts, anytime we've had a contact with a customer. This could be customer feedback, it could be emails or catalogs sent, that can be recorded and looked at. Customer preferences, and this can be even down specifically to colors or brands or flavors. So if we know these are behaviors that you've had in the past, then likely you will have the same color preferences or the same brands or flavors going forward, and that can be helpful as we market the opportunities that we have to offer to you individually as a customer. There's also descriptive information that we can gather. A lot of times when you fill out the initial form for a loyalty program, it will ask for some basic information, and sometimes it says, you don't have to fill out that information, but it is helpful. And a lot of times people will go ahead and fill it out to get that coupon or to get those bonus points. And that's going to be the demographics that are given in that information, that initial application to the card, the customer loyalty card. Psychographics again, and geographics, and those can be done with some basic questions, or can be determined through the information that's gathered. So what do we do with all this information? Now we have all this information, we've gathered it, we've put it in a database, then what do we do? So it's actually a cycle. It's a process, but then it repeats itself. So the first thing is the collection of data, where we learn information about the customer, who the customer is. And then we can go through an analytical process where we analyze the customer and identify those targets within that customer, whether it be behavior or the demographics or the location of the customer. And then at that point, we develop these opportunities to be able to interact with the customer, develop this relationship, and implement them. And then again, we go through the process of collecting the data as well. So customer relationship management isn't just a loyalty program, but that is a pretty good example of a loyalty program. But keeping a relationship with your customer on a small scale Can also be newsletters and different ways that you contact the customer, and that could be an electronic newsletter. It could even be an announcement on the main page of your website. And we'll talk a little bit more about keeping in contact with your customer over your web page in a moment. So as you can see here, though, it does loop around, and as you adjust and find things that will make your information more valuable, you can add that to the data collection. So now we're going to talk about customer service. This was in chapter 18, and right here, this looks hopefully familiar. This is the marketing mix that we've continued to talk about. It's a lot of different pieces: location, price, merchandise, store layout, design, promotion, advertising. And again, all this is done to identify a need and influence buying decision. However, customer service is a huge part of that retail mix as we identify a need and influence buying decisions. Now, how can customer service influence a need and influence a buying decision and identify a need? Well, just looking at this simply, asking a customer if they need help can definitely, on a face-to-face storefront, that can definitely identify a need. And as you get to know the customer more, you can influence that buying decision to meet that need. And in turn, what you're doing is you're building a competitive advantage. So look at terms of these key points. Why do we have good customer service? It's not just to sell them something, but as we build this relationship with a customer, we can identify those needs on a individual basis. And in turn, once we understand what they need, we can influence that decision for buying and build that competitive advantage. Okay, so in chapter 18, it talked a lot about a lot of different things pertaining to customer service, but what I'm going to focus on here is this gap that they talked about: customer expectations for service and management perceptions. There's a gap here typically, and the way that we close that gap is by understanding more about the customer, doing some research. There's a gap between what service is delivered and the expectations of service delivered. So we do some training here to make sure that our employees understand expectations. There's oftentimes communication gap between the retailer about services offered and knowing about those services. A lot of times a company will offer some really great deals, but if the customer doesn't know about it, they can't take advantage of that. So making sure that the customer is well aware of what is being offered is a great way to close these various gaps. Making sure that the service is 100%, make sure that the employees are trained well, make sure we're doing our research on our CRMs, and making sure that we know our customers and we know them well and we can meet those needs in a timely manner. We just want to make sure that each time we're removing this service gap. Getting it nice and tight each time we have an interaction with the customer. Each time we look at the data, we close the gap. Every time we are dealing with the customer specifically, we're understanding them, we're listening, and we're reaching out to them in different ways and with this communication gap. And that will tie in nicely to this e-commerce piece that we're going to talk about in a moment. So week 7, e-commerce. There's really about 6 reasons to be online. A lot of really good advantages to being online. You have a potential to offer greater selections of products. There's a great way to provide customer information, provide those sales, provide those coupons to download, provide the upcoming opportunities that will be available, new products, new services. You can personalize products online a lot easier by putting the customer's individual picture on there, the customer's logo, things that they're looking for, personalized products, birthstones, those types of things can happen online as they do their ordering, where you're not using a salesperson to do that. They can do it through an electronic channel. So that's a big plus. There's opportunity to gather information about the customer based on what they've clicked on. So if they've spent a significant amount of time on a particular section on your website, that can help you to understand that there may be a higher level of interest there. And you can enter new markets electronically. You can reach out geographically to different areas where you may not have a store presence there. And opportunity to learn how to improve. There's electronic feedback. Let us know. And sometimes you might get information that you don't want to hear. Sometimes it will be somewhat trivial in different ways, but as you wade through that decision, a lot of the time the voice of the customer is going to give you ways to change and make your presence better. So I have an example here. We'll go ahead and get started, and then we'll talk about it for just a moment.
I'm Becky App.
And I'm Abby Jordan.
And we open up an ice cream parlor in the heart of Omaha, Nebraska. It's a very traditional family-friendly ice cream store.
Hi, welcome to Creamery.
Hi, I'm here to pick up my order.
Oh, great.
People have a connection to ice cream. We like to call it a super comfort food.
Would you like to try a sample of cinnamon cheesecake?
It makes you feel better. It makes you happy. You cannot have a frown on your face when you're eating ice cream.
What would you like to try?
Can I have the pink peppermint?
Sure.
There's a need for our product in the marketplace. We figured out a way to put a new spin on ice cream. We're doing something no one has ever done before.
We've really sacrificed a lot because we believe in this business. We gave up very successful careers in the corporate world. It's just us, literally making each and every one of these pints. We can't go on like this forever. We're just barely keeping our heads above water. We really need the sharks so we can build this into the huge multi-million-dollar business that we know it can be.
Hi, I'm Abby Jordan.
And I'm Becky App.
We're Creamery Ice Cream and Gelato.
And we're asking for $250,000 for 33% equity in our company.
Who doesn't love ice cream? However, no one in the $23 billion ice cream industry is positioning ice cream as a gift.
Sharks, the days of sending flowers are over.
Here's how it works. Step 1, visit our website, where you rule the scoop. Step 2, design your flavor. Do you want ice cream, gelato, or sorbetto?
Choose from over 50 flavors. Even choose your mix-ins, from chocolate fudge brownies to bacon.
Step 3, name your flavor. For instance, Lily's Feel Better Bites. And step 4, we deliver it to your doorstep.
So Sharks, as we propose our sweet deal, please enjoy your own personalized flavor we've made for you. We have Robert's Investment Mix, Barbara's Delicious Dividends, Mr. Wonderful's Shark Bait, Damon's Fashionable Flavor Factory, and last we have the Cubanero, Dark Chocolate Habanero Sorbetto.
That sounds like me.
Wow, that is good.
It's a delicious deal, right?
Wow, that's
delicious.
amazing.
Heavy ice cream.
It's
Very
creamy.
good. Okay, ladies, $750,000 valuation. Do you have any sales?
We've sold $2 million since inception at the end of 2007.
Whoa. Well, what about this year?
We're on track to do $750,000.
And how much money will you make on that?
$60,000.
Why are the margins so low?
They're not low, they're 60% margins.
Well, then why? Where's all the money going? $750,000 in sales, you're only making $60,000 on that.
We have spent a significant amount of money into building a very solid infrastructure. This is a great time for you guys to be involved. This is the tipping point. We have invested into our machinery, into tried and true recipes, the process of shipping ice cream, which isn't as easy as it may seem.
Yeah, Becky, how do you ship it without it melting?
We ship it in a reusable cooler on dry ice.
How much does that cost?
We sell a 4-pint ice cream gift for an average of $55 on our site.
Plus shipping.
Shipping, right. So second day air is $25.
Who pays for that?
The customer.
The customer pays
So
for
they
it.
end up paying $75 for the gift?
80.
Yeah, yes.
Even as a gift, $80 is very, very expensive for 4 pints of ice cream.
What we like to say is the last time you sent flowers, what did you spend?
That's exactly the point. I don't think that's expensive, because every time I do something wrong, my wife yells at me, I'm spending at least $250 for roses.
We have an all apologies pack of ice cream.
Oh, you
Do you make the ice cream yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Like we said before, you can't look at this as 16 ounces of cream and sugar. This is a personalized, heartfelt message. And maybe I should direct the conversation. I know how you feel about that.
I love the idea. I mean, I think if you sell it as ice cream, it's very expensive. But if you sell it as a lifestyle experience, it's not.
Okay, what are you doing for customer acquisition, and what is your cost per customer acquisition?
We are spending all of our marketing budget on online
What
advertising.
does it cost you to get a customer?
$20 a customer, but that customer is going to repeat purchase.
How many times?
Right now, average customers are purchasing about twice a year.
Okay, and my profit on a customer?
Our margins are 60%.
But let's step back. You said you were lifestyle guys. How did you get into this business?
With our investor, we purchased a non-functioning ice cream website. We rebuilt it and repositioned it as an ice cream gift site.
How much does your investor own of the company?
70%.
7.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, and how
did he
much,
put in,
how much
Abby?
did they put in?
He put in $600,000.
Was it Warren
Gave
Buffett?
you close to $1 million valuation from a concept about ice cream.
He is a venture capitalist. He is very successful in the e-commerce space. He wants one of you guys.
I'm sure.
And you are offering us 33% of the company. Does this investor, is he aware of this?
Absolutely. He's looking.
It's out of his share?
It's of his share. We want your capital and your connections because we know that we can take this to the next level.
What do you think it's going to take to get you to the next level?
We want the capital for a production facility. We make and ship and sell everything out of our ice cream parlor.
Is there value today to have a retail bricks and mortar presence and an online presence? In other words, if you shut down the retail, would the online be more profitable?
Yes, it would.
I'm getting intrigued, I have to admit. I'll make an offer. Because I also value promotion. I don't know which of the other shark or sharkettes would be interested, but I'll give you $125,000 for 25%.
But the price is $250.
I heard that.
Okay.
Well, he needs a
Go.
partner, Barbara.
That's such a bogus strategy, though. If you like
Really?
it,
If you want to be in, you can be in. If not, be quiet.
if you want it, 250K.
No.
You know,
no,
another shark?
Because
Come
I
on.
think the problem with this deal is the cost of customer acquisition is huge. They need a massive amount of promotion.
I think the problem with the deal is they have one of the guys like us behind them. I'm not going to give up my money and my time for somebody else who owns 70% of the company. I'm out.
I love the idea. But you got online, you got bricks and mortar, you got another investor. There's just too much going on.
We're ready to
I'm out.
focus on the online. We know that's what's going to scale.
To Robert's point, the best idea here that I've heard is to shut down your store. I don't really think you need a partner here. I think you need a loan of some kind. I'm out.
We're very disappointed. We were really looking forward to.
I would love to have these partners, but I would never get my money out. And I would start to hate you.
Oh, nasty.
Wow, this is a tough sale, girls. I'm throwing a bone out here and nobody's biting.
Mark, where are you at?
I think it's a brilliant idea.
Thank you.
But there's a saying that I love. It says, first there's the innovators, then there's the imitators, then there's the idiots. You're the innovator. The problem is you haven't been imitated yet. Because it's such a good idea, you will be. As you get more successful, people are going to say, you know what? I can do this locally. I don't have the $25 shipping cost. For that reason, I'm out.
You have one shark left to deal with.
The meanest guy
That's the
here.
good news. The bad news is
Kevin.
it's Kevin.
Well,
All good roads lead to Uncle
and he's only
Kevin.
giving you half the money.
The reason I did that is I figure this thing is a massive promotional challenge because you're educating America that ice cream is a gift. And by the way, it's really
The
good.
best ice cream I've ever had.
Yeah, it is
Bar
fantastic.
none.
We're going to make this a $5 million business just in the next 3 years.
Ladies, I have bad news.
Please reconsider matching the offer so we can build a production
Because of
facility.
the greed of these other sharks, I'm stuck. I can't do
So
anything.
what are you going to do?
I'm out.
So as you can see, there were really some things to be careful of as you enter the electronic market. Shipping costs, especially with expedited shipping or perishable items such as ice cream, that can really be a huge part of the customer cost. Electronic marketing, how are people going to find out about your website? That can be very pricey. That can cause operation costs to go up. So you need to be very careful there. Customer service and support, you need to make sure that people can use a functional website, that it's available to them, that if it's not working properly, that it can be fixed. The web hosting, the maintenance, the security, and the design are all pieces that we need to be very much aware as you enter into this electronic market. Beware of that price, and it also can be to your advantage if it's used appropriately and you pick that correct time to go into the electronic market, or if that's where you start, make sure that you are not having too many eggs in one basket as you're going back from what happened in this example, where they had a lot of cost in their store, but they also had a lot of cost in their electronic market, so they had to decide which one would be better. So make sure you're just not spread too thin. All right, so we know what our assignment is this week based on some of this information provided. Let me know, is your business potentially e-commerce friendly, or is it friendly now? Are you going to use it just to advertise? Are you going to use it as shopping cart? Are you going to use it just to conduct customer surveys and allow for them to understand more about your sales? So some things to think about this week. I'll continue to be available via email, or you can certainly post to the discussion forum if you have any questions, and we will continue to make it a great week.